Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, folks. Michael Zuber, one rental at a time. And yes, we are lucky enough to have Morgan back. How you doing, Morgan?
I'm good. How are you doing?
I'm doing well. So last time we talked, you talked about having a personal goal of having 30-minute mentoring sessions
Yes.
with folks out there. So again, folks, if you're part of one rental at a time, this is something that Morgan is still offering. Where should we send them, or what's the email, or what are we doing? How do we do this again?
So I have a Calendly link, which I sent you. I can send it to you again if you need it.
I
And
have it. I will add it to the show
yeah,
notes.
just add it to the show notes or whatever, and they can access it there, and it'll take them to the calendar, and they can just book it right there.
There you go. So folks, we're going to do this in the next 2 episodes. Lots of you might want to take her up on this. We're going to talk about mindset here, real estate second. But as Morgan, as you're helping people, they really come to you with kind of probably similar slants. So let's talk about maybe one of the top 1 or 2 things that they have, just to give people a taste of what value you bring. And the first one's going to be mindset. Next one will be real estate. So somebody reaches out to you with this calendar link. They get your 30 minutes. They're like, Morgan, I'm stuck. I'm in a bad spot. Is that kind of the talk track that comes in when it's mindset oriented?
Yeah, for sure. And I think a lot of people they believe in the mindset stuff. They believe that it can help them. They just don't know where to start. And I think, well, I know from personal experience, the place you have to start is with awareness. You're not going to get anywhere if you're not aware of what you're currently thinking and how your thoughts are currently affecting your life. So that's absolutely the most important. That's the key, is awareness. And I think you gain awareness, one, by what we were just talking about in our last talk, was getting still, getting quiet, listening to what your brain is doing. And I know that can be scary for a lot of people, that can, like, I don't want to know what my brain's thinking. That's awful. It's like, oh my gosh, I don't want to go down that rabbit hole, but you have to, if you're going to gain awareness of what your thoughts are and where your mindset currently is.
For me, it's there needs to be more ownership, and it really is. Again, so people that don't know, right? My career was software sales, right? I've had a commission since I was a teenager. And sometimes, you just have bad months, bad weeks, everything goes against you. Your biggest sale gets canceled. They return it. I mean, whatever it is. And if you're not careful, that mindset, that one defeat, that one event can turn into a weekend, a week, a month of just bad things, because your mind is telling you to look for it and see that. Dump that stuff, identify the goodness that's occurring around you. Your mindset, or your filter, or whatever you want to call it, is such a big commission-based sales is amazing. But if you don't have the right mindset, it's so stressful.
Oh my gosh. Yeah, I can imagine. I mean, and I think something that I like to encourage people to do, and I think we talked about this already, is do a thought download.
Yes. Tell them again. That was a great episode. What is a thought download, and when do you do it?
Is where you get quiet, you get still, and you try to bring some awareness to yourself. And you get out a piece of paper and a pen, and you basically just listen to what's going on in your head, and you write down any thoughts that you have, whether they're good, they're bad, they're scary, they're, negative, positive, whatever. You just write them all down. And as you get good at doing this, you'll be able to start to change those thoughts and switch them out, switch out negative ones for more positive ones, and you'll get better at doing that more quickly. But
give us an example. Give us an example of what might be a negative thought, and then how Morgan, with all your practice and experience, would turn that to a positive. Give me an example.
Sure. So, for example, if I am having a tough time with my my kid, say I'm having a tough time with my kid at home.
Sure.
And my thought is, he is so misbehaved. He drives me crazy. I can't even focus on anything because of what a hard time he's giving me.
Okay.
So if you're having thoughts like that, you can write down whatever that thought is. My child is whatever. My child is bad. My child is misbehaving. And you have this thought and you notice it. And first thing you got to do is you got to become aware of it, accept that you have that thought. Don't beat yourself up about it. And recognize that it is a thought and it is optional to think. And you have to really kind of just give yourself some time. I'd say when you first start doing this, don't try to change it right away, because if you've been thinking that thought for so long and then you try to change it and be like, okay, let's think that my kid's like amazing now.
Yeah.
You're not gonna be able to think that, or your brain's not gonna believe it that quickly. So you've got to give yourself a little bit of time
Mhm.
and work towards building up to a better thought. So you can
Okay.
make a little progress and go from my child is behaving so poorly to my child is, um, you know, gosh, what's a good one? I actually did this not too long ago. What was the one that I chose? Oh, I think I just went to my child is behaving so poorly, and I switched it to I love my child,
Ah,
because at least that thought is
and it's
totally
true.
believable,
Totally
and it's
believable.
true.
Yeah.
It is
Yes.
true. Even though he may be giving me a hard time and he's misbehaving in certain ways, I love him. And that is
Oh,
true thought. And it is so much more powerful to focus on that than to focus on this other default thought that my brain keeps feeding.
again, your brain is such a powerful thing, right? Just
Oh,
that simple transition.
oh,
Just
abs-
think about it, right? Because if you think your kid's misbehaving or your husband or your wife or your business or whatever, all you're going to see is that. And then it's going to get worse and worse because it's all you're going to see.
it's
And
all
if you
you're gonna see.
switch that to I love them, makes you
Yeah.
feel better.
Yeah. And you
It's
act better when you
yeah.
change your emotional state because of your thoughts, your actions are different, and you're able to truly actually act like you love that kid and you're not so frustrated with him all the time, you know?
Yeah.
Uh,
So let's get back to this, right? Download piece of paper, write them down. You're writing down my kid's misbehaving. That's
yeah.
right. You write down everything you're thinking, feeling, whatever.
Yep.
And then it's in that moment or after you kind of transition to I love my kid.
So I
It's
like
that
to just
same
pick,
event.
yeah, out of all those things that are on your thought download, just pick
Mhm.
one.
Okay.
Don't pick a whole bunch and try to change
Pick
people's
one.
thoughts. That's
Okay.
overwhelming. Pick just one.
Got it.
And
I
so if
like
it's
that.
that one, if
Okay.
it's my child's misbehaving, yeah, I'd say pick that one, change it to whatever feels believable and better to you, which was for me, I love my child, you know?
Oh, that's
So,
awesome.
and then just take it from there. And eventually you can work up to my child is trying his best. You know,
Ooh.
you may not believe that yet, but eventually you might
Man.
be able to see ways that he is really trying, and he is, he's making progress in certain ways. And oh, when you start to think certain thoughts like
Yeah,
that,
you see it.
you see it. And not only do you see it, but you start to have ideas and more inspiration of ways that you could help him,
Mhm.
because when you're constantly thinking, oh, my kid's driving me crazy, he's so bad, he's so misbehaved, your brain's not thinking of inspiration and creative ideas of how you could help him, like
Yeah.
but when you think about more positive things, you
Yeah.
do.
And again, folks, this is a real estate channel. A lot of you have been telling me for years there are no deals, no this, and I keep telling you my mind just doesn't work that way. Right? There's always deals. Today's the day. Because again, I have some self-evidence that it works, but that's why I can be confident. That's why I can confidently tell all the people that follow me and the students that the market is coming to us. It is changing. I see it as clear as day. It's not even fuzzy. That buyers are going to back out, demand destruction, supply destruction. There'll still be motivated sellers. So I am so excited for what is coming
Yeah.
because I can see it.
Yeah, exactly.
Ooh, this
And
is
I think that's one of the key parts too, is you got to be able to see this stuff. You got to be able to visualize it in your mind and believe it. You know, I was just
wow.
talking to somebody yesterday about this. He was asking, are you and Jason getting nervous? Like, are you like getting nervous of what's happening? Because everyone's talking about how this market is going to crap and it's
Yep. Yeah.
and it's going to change. And I mean, are you guys going to have a business anymore?
Yeah. Are you going to go bankrupt?
On the road? And I'm like, yeah, like, no, we're not scared. We're not worried.
Yeah.
Are we are we being cognizant of the market? Of course. Are we
Yeah.
maybe, adjusting certain things with our strategies if needed? Sure. But are we acting worried? Are we being afraid? Are we saying,
No.
no, not at all.
The people that adjust, again, this is important for men. If you are so arrogant and I would argue cocky as to never change what you're doing, you're eventually going to go out of business.
Totally.
Right? Real estate is a cycle. You will get smashed. The ones that pay attention and adjust will thrive in what is coming. And Jason clearly will be one of them.
Yeah.
Like for example, I'm a friend of his. He put it out the other day that he's not going to play above the median, right? He's not going to do those huge monster flips anymore.
Yep. Pulling back from those a little bit.
Yeah, and he will wholesale more than he flips.
Yep.
Going forward.
Totally.
Exactly. The market
we will continue to grow and we will get more successful.
Exactly. And then when all the flippers get washed out because they can't raise money anymore or they're broke, Just more to choose from. It's
Yep, 100%.
so
That's right.
funny. Well, do me a favor, Morgan. I will put the calendar link below. Again, if somebody wanted to reach out to Morgan to get some mindset help, when are you doing this? Is it one day a week or what's going on?
So I do it right now. I do it every Wednesday. I have a slot from 12 to 12:30 and 12:30 to 1.
Nice.
So yeah.
And
As it fills up, I will open up for more availability.
folks, hopefully you see this here. Morgan is helping, has experience really helping the channel. I'm thinking there will be a lot of one rental at a time fans that reach out. So the calendar link will be below, and episode 3 will be all about getting started in real estate. One more time, if somebody wanted to buy in Fresno, where do they follow you or reach out?
Follow me or reach out to Morgan Kennington Realtor.
Awesome. Thank you.
Yep. Thanks.